Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. As promised for my last video, today I am going to be doing my eyeshadow palette collection. Now, as you can see from this clip, this is one of the baskets I have. I have about four more. I know, it's ridiculous. I have almost 80 eyeshadow palettes in my collection. 99% of it is drugstore. I think I only have one that is around the £38 price. My Morphe Jacqueline Hill palette, but the rest are very affordable. So I'm going to go through all my palettes with you very quickly. I might do one or two swatches as we go along, but I'm not going to do very much because I have a lot to get through. So yeah, I'm going to show you all that I have in my collection. So if you want to see my eyeshadow palette collection, then keep on watching. Guys. So I'm going to start off with my I Heart Revolution palette. As you can see, I only have 10 of them. I did have a few more. I decluttered three and I gave it away, but this is what I have left, and this is the ones I still enjoy or are newer to my collection. So we're going to start off here with my Death by Chocolate palette. So this is what that one looks like. As you can see, it's a cool tone brown basically palette with quite a few mattes and lots of taupey shimmers. So I actually do like this for cool tone looks. So the next one I have is the Salted Caramel. So this one is a warmer toned palette with a pop of blue. I really do like this one for everyday looks. Yeah, so that's the Salted Caramel palette. The next one in my collection is the Chocolate Vice. This one was supposed to be a dupe for the Too Faced Peaches palette, Sweet Peach or something like that palette, but it released kind of around the same time, so I don't think it was a dupe. They actually released one after that called Chocolate and Peaches. That was an actual dupe, but I had that one, but I decluttered it. I preferred this one. I feel like this one has more deeper tones in there, and I love the gold in this one. I'll swatch this gold for you guys. It's very, very reflective, as you can see. I love this gold. And it was kind of the first palettes to have this kind of reddish brown colors in there. And I love that, the fact that it has a black. So yeah, I actually still like this palette, so I kept it. My next one I bought was the Chocolate Rose Gold palette. So this one is actually a dupe for the Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette. So if you see the colors, it's very reminiscent of the Huda Beauty colors. The only shade that is really missing from this one is the black. And I wish they'd taken out this grayish brown color and put in the black. Then it'll be perfect for me. But I do really like it. I like the shimmers a lot in here. This greenish gold I really like, and also this color as well, and the rose gold color here as well. It's really beautiful, and the transition shades works for me as well. So yeah, I like this rose gold one as well. And then the one I got after that was these two. So I got the chocolate and mint. Is it chocolate and mint? Mint chocolate. Sorry, it's a little bit dirty, but yeah, this is the mint chocolate palette. And as you can see, this one started to get a little bit more interesting, because before that, a lot of the chocolate palettes were very neutral, warm tones. Lots of browns, obviously, because of the theme of chocolate. But this palette and the rose gold one started to get a bit more adventurous. So I like this one a lot. This is actually one of my favorites because of the pop of green. A lot of people found this green quite dry, but and it is quite dry, but I actually really like it. It's very pigmented, and I like to do green looks with this palette. I've done quite a few looks using this palette, and I like it. It does have a minty smell, but it smells a little bit fake minty. So after a while, it can be a bit overwhelming. So if you're very sensitive to smells, I don't know if you like that about this palette, but I actually really like the palette. The smell I don't like so much, but the palette itself, it's great. So I like this one. The next one that I bought with the mint chocolate was the chocolate orange. So this is the chocolate orange palette. So as you can see, it sticks to the theme. It has quite a few oranges in there. And I'll stain this one with another shadow. It just come right off. Quite a few oranges in there, some shimmers, some brown shimmers and gold shimmers. This is really good to make a monochromatic look. I also like this palette. I do wish that this orange shimmer was actually a lot more pigmented. It is pigmented, but it doesn't, you have to really pack it onto your lid for you to get the color that you like. So but yeah, in general, I use this a lot to do like monochromatic looks, or if I don't have an orange or a transition shade in another palette, I go towards this palette as well to dip into some of these oranges. And I know these people were saying this was a dupe for the 3502 palette. I don't know if it is, but it's a good orange palette, and it's worth keeping in my collection, so I kept it. So this is a chocolate orange. As you can see, this was before they changed their name to I Heart Revolution. It's the I Heart makeup there. And then after the I Heart chocolate orange palette came out, a lot of the ones that came after that I was not really interested in, like the Elixir and the nudes. It didn't really interest me because they were too similar. And the Elixir was a dupe for the ABH Modern Renaissance, and I already had a dupe for that, and I wasn't interested in that. So I decided the next one I was going to get was this one, which is the violet one. So this is the I Heart Revolution Violet. As you can see, by this time they changed their name to I Heart Revolution instead of I Heart Makeup. So this is the violet one I got, and they started to put the names on the palette itself, which I really enjoy. Their sheets, you can misplace them and things like that with the name sheet that they had before. So I'm really glad that they started to put the names on the actual palette. So this one is purple themed, obviously with the name Violet, and this is actually really good quality. You can start to see the quality getting better with this palette from the first one, the I Heart Revolution Death by Chocolate. You can definitely tell the difference with the quality. So yeah, this one is really, really pretty, and I really like this one. I haven't used it quite enough actually, so I should use a bit more, but it's a really nice palette. These last three palettes I got in the gift set from Christmas. I actually got it on Valentine's Day from my husband, but yeah, it's from that Christmas gift set that they released. So this one is the Peanut Buttercup palette. Oh, if I can open it. Yeah. So this palette is going back to the warm tones, the neutrals. So peanut butter, it does stick to the theme. There's a lot of browns in there, and yeah, all those kind of almost like dirty oranges also in there to go with the peanut butter theme. I still have not used this palette yet, but yeah, it looks quite pretty, and I think it'll make some good neutral looks. I like that they have a black and a dark brown, so a black there and a dark brown there. But I haven't used this one yet, but yeah, I'm excited to try it. So that is the Peanut Buttercup palette, and then this one is the Praline. Now this palette is not really an eyeshadow palette. This is more of a face palette. So yeah, as you can see, it's a face palette. So yeah, I don't know why I have this in this collection, but yeah, it was part of the set, so I thought I'll quickly show you it. Yeah, that's look very pretty, and I still haven't used it, but yeah, that's the Praline one. And then the last palette I got from that set is the Red Velvet. And this has a really pretty packaging. And when you open it up, it has lots of pinks and lots of, yeah, pinkish colors and some browns in there as well. I think this will probably make quite a few like neutrals or a pop of pink look also, but I haven't used this one yet. But that is my I Heart Revolution collection. As I said, I don't collect everything. I only collect or keep the ones that I really like. So yeah, let's move on to the next category of Revolution palettes. Okay guys, so the next category of Revolution palettes I have is the Reloaded palettes. So as you can see, I have 6 of the original Reloaded and the what is this one called? And the Foil Frenzy palette as well. So yeah, I'm gonna go through the original ones first. The first one I got was the iconic Vitality palette, and this one is the Modern Renaissance dupe. So I bought this instead of the I Heart Revolution dupe because it had the black inside, so I can deepen up my looks. So yeah, that's the first one I got. And then I got the Reloaded Iconic Division palette, and this one is a Subculture dupe. Obviously, with all the controversy with Subculture, I decided to get a cheaper version. So these are all £4 each. I really do like this one. It can muddy together still a little bit. But yeah, it does make some really cute looks. This one looks really janky because it hit hard pan. So I tried to scrape the top off. I like it because it has like a pinkish reflex to it. I don't know if you can tell from the camera, but it's white with a pink reflex, and it makes a really good inner corner highlight. Yeah, I think you can tell better now. So you can see it has a pink reflex to it. So yeah, I do like this palette as well. So that's the Iconic Division palette. And then I have the Reloaded Neutrals 2. I also got this at the same time I got the first two. So this one is lots of warm tones, oranges, some pops of pinks in there as well. And this one is actually really, really pigmented. I haven't used this one as much as I've used the other two, but it's really gorgeous as well. So yeah, that is that one. And then the next set that came out was these ones, which is the Reloaded Velvet Rose. As you can see, they changed the packaging slightly with this one from the first one. So yeah, I had to get this one because it was a dupe for the ABH Soft Glam, and this is a gorgeous palette. If you want something that is everyday or soft glam that you can do day to night looks, this is the one for you. It is beautiful. The colors are very pigmented. They are distinctive on your eyes, and they give you a gorgeous look. And I love, love, love this palette. So if you're a neutral girl, you're someone who likes to do soft looks but likes to kind of do glam but still soft, this is a good palette for you. So yeah, that is the Velvet Rose palette. And then I also got to the Neutrals 3. So this one is a deeper kind of version of this one. So this one is perfect for deep, dark skin tones. As you can see, the colors are very rich in here. And yeah, it gives you a gorgeous look. And it has a black as well, unlike the Neutrals 2. So yeah, I really like this one as well. My newest ones I got is these two. So I have here the Reloaded Hypnotic. So this is from the latest launches of Reloaded palettes. I got this one because again, it was a dupe. This is a dupe for the Sultry by ABH, and I thought this would be a great palette to have in my collection because it's different from all the other ones, mainly because it's cool toned. I haven't opened this one yet, but yeah, I haven't opened the wrapper yet, so I'll just leave it. But it has lots of gorgeous cool tones in there, and I haven't used it yet, so I'm excited to try this one. And then the last one I got, which looks like the Reloaded, but I don't think it's supposed to be technically a Reloaded palette. This is the Foil Frenzy. Sorry, it's very reflective. This is the Foil Frenzy palette, and this has only shimmers inside. The formula is different. It is poured, not pressed pigments in there, and it retails for £8 instead of the usual 4, which these ones retail for, because of the formula inside. But yeah, that is all my reloaded palettes. The rest that have come out haven't interested me enough, so as I said, I'm not buying anything unless I am truly sold on it. So yeah, that is my collection of reloaded palettes. Let's move on to the next category. My Revolution Pro palettes. I don't have that many. At the moment, I only have 3 things in my Revolution Pro palettes. So only these 3. So I have the much hyped about Regeneration Trends Mischief Mattes. This one everybody was going crazy for, including myself, when I first saw Revolution Pro launch. I wanted this one straight away and I bought it. So yeah, this is a really good rainbow palette. If you want, yeah, colorful eyeshadows without paying a lot of money, these are only £8 each. This is really good. The yellow, I'm not a fan of, really. It's not that pigmented. The oranges are. This green, it's okay, but these 2 bottom rows are my favorite. Especially the bottom row is my favorite. They are super pigmented. The purple here called Haunted is really, really good. This kind of like reddish brown here, also really, really good. So yeah, I actually do like this palette and I use it for a lot of my colorful looks. It's my first palette I go to. So yeah, this is a good one to have in your collection to experiment with some colors. The next one I have is the Regeneration Gold Mine. I wanted to get a palette that was a bit more neutral toned, and I feel like this gave me Natasha Denona vibes a little bit with the colors. I think one of her neutral palettes, it looked quite a lot like this, so I decided to get this one for neutral looks. So if I open this up, you can see it has lots of golds, lots of browns, a very classic palette. I think I've used this one only once actually, so I need to dip into it a bit more. But yeah, that is my Gold Mine palette from Revolution Pro. And then the last palette I have from Revolution Pro is the Revelation palette. Now this one is again a Huda Beauty dupe. Oh my god, I still haven't opened this one. I bought this one mainly to compare with the iHeart Revolution one. And I bought it also because this one actually has a black inside. So I decided to get this one as well. So I'll do a comparison hopefully very soon and let you guys know which one is better. But yeah, that is my Revolution Pro Revelation palette from Revolution Pro. So that's all my Revolution Pro palettes. Let us move on to my original Flawless palettes. So these are kind of the Flawless that came out before the new, tin pan ones. These were one of the first Revolution palettes that came out. So I have 3 of them. I have the Flawless, original Flawless, the Beyond Flawless, and the Flawless 4. I had a Flawless 3, but again, I decluttered it when I got the Flawless 4. So the original Flawless is a, yes, again, very neutral, but it has some really gorgeous colors. This one, the pants are quite small. But yeah, the palette itself is actually decent. The only thing I don't like about this palette is that there is not a lot of transition shades. The only one that will really show up on me is this deep one. The rest are too light. These ones are all transitions, but they're too light. So yeah, the only ones that mattes that will suit me is this dark brown and the black. So that is the only drawback to it, but the shimmers itself are actually really pretty. Let me swatch one and see if it's still, yeah, it's still very buttery. Let me put it on my hand here. So it's this one over here. So as you can see, it's still very reflective, and it's a really good palette. I just wish it had more mattes inside. So that's the Flawless palette. The Beyond Flawless, it's more of like a rosy toned one. So this one is still neutral, but has quite a few rosy tones. I haven't used this for a long time. That would be good to get it out again. I keep it in my collection to have some of the original products still there. But yeah, this is more of a rosy toned one. When I used to use it, I liked it, but as you know, Revolution products have improved. Things have gotten better, so sometimes you forget about your old stuff. And then the Flawless 4 is one that I have actually used quite recently. So this one um is the yeah, it's a bit more warm tone, a bit more rich in colors, and has a lot of mattes and shimmers in there. So I really like this. This one gives me a really good glam looks and also soft looks. So yeah, I really do like this one for the Flawless 4. So yeah, I kept it. So yeah, that is my collection of original Flawless palettes. We're gonna move on to so I'm going to share with you the collabs that I have in my collection. So I have only 5 of the collabs that they've done so far. I know they've done a lot more. Most of them did not interest me. I still wanted to get the Emily Wants palette, and I still want to get the second Kami palette, and I also wanted to get a Kisu one, but I'm still not sure if I still want that one. So, but these are the ones that I have, and yeah, I in my collection. So the OG collab that they did was with a British beauty blogger, and this is the Fortune Favors the Brave palette. I haven't used this palette for a while, but I actually love this palette. The pigmentation shocked me, like especially the black. The black in here is amazing. Like, it's even better than the black from Tammy's palette, which I was really shocked at, as Tammy loves to use black eyeshadow. But the black shadow in here is incredible. The pants are quite small, but yeah, they are pigmented, so they work good for me. I haven't used it for a while, but I should dip back in there. I am not getting rid of this one. I actually really like it. I like the packaging, and I like that I have the original OG collab from Revolution. So after the collab with the British beauty blogger, they collabed with Soph. So that was the first kind of exciting, everybody was hyped collab that they did, and everybody went mad for this palette. There was like a million YouTube videos from small YouTubers to YouTubers with 1 million followers. Everybody had videos on this collab. As you can see, I've still got the plastic from it. But yeah, this is the original Soph times Revolution palette. It does get dirty very easily. But yeah, it's a really beautiful palette. I love it. Again, they had the name sheets on there, in there to start with, which I'm not a fan of, but I still have mine. And yeah, this is the palette. As you can see, I've dipped a lot into the golds, but not so much the rest of the palettes, the rest of the colors. I have used this palette quite a few times, not as much as I probably should, but yeah, it is a really gorgeous palette that will suit almost everybody. Basically, everybody will be able to use this palette. So yeah, the OG Soft Times Revolution palette is a hit in my book. The next one that I got was from Tammy. So after Soph released, then Tammy also came out with a palette. This one is very reflective, so yeah, I'll try and kind of, oh, are they? Okay, let's keep it like this. So this is the Tammy Times Revolution Tropical Paradise palette. This palette, I was so hyped when it came out, and I bought it literally straight the day of release. I bought this palette. So yeah, this is a warm tone but with pops of color, girl's dream. It has lots of gorgeous, deep, rich colors. This gold is beautiful. The black is decent, but not as good as I thought it was going to be. But yeah, this Perpy Perps color here is my favorite. This is a beautiful, beautiful color. And also the orange one is also a gorgeous color. So yeah, this is a really good palette. Very pigmented. And yeah, good for a lot of skin tones. So yeah, that's the Tammy collab. I had to support Tammy, of course. And then after Tammy's collab came out, then there was Kami's, and I got that as well. It has a matte look to it, and this is the original Kiss of Fire palette, and this palette is beautiful. As you can see here, it features 10 eyeshadows and 2 highlighters, and the pans are nice and big. I used this in a recent look on Instagram, and it's literally my favorite look I've done in a very long time. The mattes are very pigmented. They work really good on the eyes, and these 2 highlighters are some of my favorites. This is a green shade. It shifts green, and it's gorgeous. I really do like it. So yeah, that is the Tammy. That is the Kami palette. His first palette. His second palette has also come out, and I plan to get that very soon. And then the last palette from the collab range is the Soph Extra Spice. I saw this one and I was like, yep, I have to have this one too. So I got it. So I think the only person I have both her palettes is from Soph. So yeah, this palette is beautiful. So this one, she kind of changed the packaging around. She put the nude at the bottom and the metallic at the top. And when you open it up, this time it has the names on the actual palette itself. So it has 18 shades and it's absolutely stunning. I love this palette. Warm tone Lover's Dream with pop of silver. The silver is pigmented, and yeah, it's really beautiful. I haven't used this enough. I need to dip into it a bit more. But that is the Soph palette. I think I'm going to stop it there, guys, for part 1. I've still got so many palettes to go through. But we'll stop it there for today. And then I will come next week with part 2 of my eyeshadow palette. So yeah, stay tuned. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.